Chapter 19. Devon. Monday. I'm lost. Reason being, I decided to listen to Chiamaka fucking Adebayo. After the detention on Friday, she attacked me again and forced her number into my phone, and then sent me a message this morning to meet her in Lab 201, wherever the fuck that is. A hand grabs my arm, and I almost scream. My heart's near to exploding when I swing around, only to see an annoyed-looking Chiamaka. You're late. Think I don't know that? I didn't know where Lab 201 was. She doesn't seem impressed, and I don't think I really care. I want Aces to stop. I want Dre to speak to me again, and I just want to get into Juilliard to be done with Nevaeh. She pulls me into a random room, Lab 201, I guess, and I'm met with a lanky guy seated at a desk with a laptop opened up. She hits my arm. Give him your phone. I look at her, hoping she feels the dagger I'm mentally throwing. Why my phone? Why not his or yours? Chiamaka gives me a look that my ma gives me when I give her lip. Peter doesn't have a phone, which is shocking, especially for a tech guy, I know. He's already got my phone, but because I don't get the blasts about me, we need your phone too. Is that okay with you? Or do you need me to explain again, slowly? I should just leave. Her condescending tone isn't worth it. But I don't. Like a zombie, I give the guy my phone and he plugs it into his computer. Were you able to get into the USB? I told Devon to bring his too. Peter shakes his head. It's impossible. All the files are unusable. I could look at his too if you want, but the files in your USB seem to be deliberately corrupted, which I've never seen before. We'll just see what comes up with tracing the messages back. How about the CCTV? Chiamaka asks. I look for the CCTV that covers the area by your lockers at the time you thought the USBs were planted, but there was a power outage just before. It killed the lights and the cameras and didn't restart until just before first period. Aces always seems to be several steps ahead of us. They are very sophisticated too. I try to think of anyone I know who might secretly be a tech genius and who might have something against me, but my mind goes blank. Peter hands my phone back. A black screen with a bunch of code pops up on his laptop. It's done. Everything I need is here, Peter says, which kind of makes me nervous. It's not like I have anything too incriminating on there, just messages, and really, what message can be worse than the damage Scotty's old phone archive has done? I'll work on tracing the locations these messages were sent from. Shouldn't take me too long, Peter says. When can you have it done by? Chiamaka asks. I have a lab report due, so maybe before the end of the week. She touches his shoulder. Peter, she starts, cocking her head to the side. It's very urgent. I'm sure you understand that. He nods, his face turning red. Good. So I can count on you to have it done first thing tomorrow? Peter looks both terrified and turned on. That alone creeps me the hell out, enough to make me want to leave this lab, but I stay put for reasons unknown to my conscience. First thing tomorrow, Peter repeats. Wow, is that all the convincing straight boys need? Thank you, Peter. Chiamaka ruffles his hair, which he doesn't seem to like so much, and then she pulls me toward the exit. I move to open the classroom door, but Chiamaka stops me, pressing her hand to my chest. I swear, if she doesn't stop touching me, let me go first. Wait 5 minutes, then you leave. We don't need people thinking we're onto them. Got it? I make the okay sign. I don't know how surprised junior year Devon would be by Chiamaka and me suddenly talking so frequently, but I know that he's judging me harder than senior year Devon is. Mr. Taylor has my headphones in, listening to my piece. I finally managed to make an initial recording this morning, and I have been watching him nervously for the past 3 minutes. He finally takes them off and looks at me. This is good. Really good. I think you have something great here, Devon. Great isn't amazing. I'm going to go and check Tabitha's piece. Good work. Keep it up. I sigh, looking down at my music. Where did I go wrong? Sup, Devon, Daniel says, appearing at my desk. I look at him. Hey. So, I have something pretty big to tell you, he starts. Okay, sure. With Daniel Johnson, something quote-unquote big could range from pizza on the lunch menu to there's a new headmaster. Did you know that? He looks around, his eyes darting all over, then landing on me. I know who's leaking your secrets. I feel like I could throw up all over his Mark Jacob's shoes. Who? You have to promise not to tell anyone. This could get me in trouble. Now I'm really scared. I keep going over in my head. Only someone I know, or someone who followed me, could have known about everything that came out. The only person I've trusted with all the information was Jack. Why would Jack do that? I don't know. And why would Jack know anything about Chiamaka? I won't tell a soul, I say, even though I'll definitely tell Terrell and Chiamaka. He leans in, whispering, "The FBI." I breathe out. I forgot that this is Daniel. "Do you cover your laptop camera?" he continues. I shake my head, trying to calm down and get rid of this feeling of dread. He hits the table. "It's them. I'm telling you, man." "Thank you, Daniel." "It's okay. Anything from a made man." I blink at him a few times, unsure of how to react. Giving up on a reaction, I turn, facing my music, hoping Daniel gets a hint and leaves or shuts up. It starts raining on my way back from detention. I carry my backpack above my head to try and keep it from getting wet, but that doesn't do much. I can see home in the distance as I walk, but the closer I get, the farther it seems to be. I push through the drizzle and the wind until I finally reach our front door. Ma's at the table reading letters. She puts them face down and smiles at me, but her eyes look sad. No matter what expression she has on her face, I can tell how bad things are when the light in her eyes dims, like it has now. "Hey, Vaughn, how was school?" "Good, Ma." I look at the letter in front of her. "What's that?" She shrugs. "I didn't pay electricity last month, so just writing about that." "Ma, no, Vaughn. I don't want you involved. I'm your mother, and I'm meant to take care of you, not the other way around." She drops her head, what she does when she doesn't want me to see her cry. "Ma, please let me help you, okay? I can get the money." She shakes her head. "I know what you want to do, and I don't want you doing that ever. I want you off those streets, in that classroom, making your life better, not jeopardizing it." I say nothing. "I'll sort it out. Borrow money or something," she says weakly. "The bank won't give you any more loans, Ma." "It'll work itself out, Vonnie. God never falters." I want to laugh. He never falters, huh? Isn't our life one big falter? I stand here, watching her get dragged down by those papers, feeling as helpless as she is. Then I lean in, wrapping my arms around her. "I swear I will do well, Ma. I'll get you a house and a life where you won't have to work." I pull back, then head for my room, while weighing all my options. I could listen to Ma and stay inside, hear her cries for guidance to the walls at night, hear her pleading to a figure who turns away when we need him most. Or I can go to Dre, ask him for help. I walk into my bedroom, dumping my backpack onto the king bed I share with my brothers, who are watching cartoons on the small TV in the corner. I get lost for a moment, watching with them. Their eyes are wide and innocent. They don't have to worry about the world yet. They have no clue. I hope they've eaten. Mine's their way of dealing with things, praying to someone who couldn't give a shit about us and working on jobs that don't pay enough. She always tells me how much she wanted to go to college, but it's not something you can afford just like that, or something you can aspire to if your teachers, and therefore your grades, are shit. We can barely afford Nevaeh, with my scholarship not covering all the tuition fees. But she wants this for me. College. A degree. I change into some sweats and get an umbrella from the closet. "I'm going to go to Jack's," I tell her when I step back into the kitchen. She and I share a look, one we share often. The "I don't believe you, but stay safe," / "don't cause any trouble," / "stay out of areas the police cars park in," / "keep your head and hood look down." Look. "Okay, Vaughn." There's hesitance. "Stay safe." Ma always lets me have freedom, as long as my grades were in check and I didn't get into trouble at school. But ever since her friend Maurice's Nathaniel got shot by that officer back in June, she's been looking at me weird, like she wants to take that freedom away to shield me from what's out there. She lets me go, and I step back into the rain, now unaffected by its wrath as I rush towards Dre's apartment. The guy at the door hesitates before going inside, coming back moments later with permission to let me in. My heart goes wild as I realize that I'm about to see Dre again for the first time in over a week. I know it's not important, but I wonder if I look okay. I close my umbrella and slowly climb the steps, trying to gain some nerve before entering Dre's apartment. When I get to the top step, I breathe out. Dre knows it's me coming. If he didn't want me to, he wouldn't have let me in. I open the door. His living room is dim as I slowly walk across it, worried I'll trip and bump into something, fingers vibrating against my sides. His bedroom door creaks loudly as I push it, stepping through. Dre's at his desk, head tilted up, eyes closed like he's dreaming. He's wearing a green do-rag. His dark skin is bright despite the dullness of the lights, and his beard has grown out a little. He's trying to look like he's older than 18 again, wants to be taken seriously. Meanwhile, I'm scared of what growing up means. I think that sometimes we, boys from here, are dealt such a shitty hand that we forget we are minors, kids, in the eyes of the law. I guess technically, 18 is adult enough, but not when most of your childhood has been robbed, like Dre's was. "Hey, Dre," I say. He doesn't move. "What do you want?" he asks, his deep voice rattling in my heart. I've missed that voice. To talk, I say. His eyes open, and his head drops forward. His stare locks on me, and I feel like uncooked meat hanging in the butcher shop, surveyed and judged. He pushes himself out of the chair, slowly walking over to me, though he's avoiding my gaze now. I don't want to talk to you, he says. The pounding in my chest only gets faster. If that were true, you'd have told that boy not to let me in. You wouldn't even respond. We are friends. I wasn't going to turn you around, make you look like a fool, Dre says with a forced laugh. We were friends. Just friends? I ask. He looks at me now, his eyes glassy. I feel a pang in my chest. Do you kiss all your friends, Dre? He sniffs and shifts uncomfortably. Sleep with them too? I continue, vision blurring. Tell them you love them? I wipe my eyes. I need to focus. He's quiet, staring at me now, unwavering. You know that's not what I meant. Don't lose focus. We have different paths, he starts, looking away from me again. I'm a high school dropout. I have no family. I live to survive. Your path is school, then a job, and looking after your mom. You don't know how much I think about you, Vaughn. I want to call you, but I can't, because this thing we have has an expiration date, whether it's when you go to some fancy college or when you realize that you're too different from me. I want to say that isn't true, but I have a feeling I can't be certain about that. You say you love me, yet your boys beat me, because you weren't going to deal for me anymore. Everyone gets an exit beating, he says with his voice raised. This conversation is riling him up. Dre's usually a lot calmer, but everything about him seems on edge today. I don't care for his excuses, and I don't want to hear his gang's political bullshit. You could have stopped them, Dre, but you didn't. You knew what was going to happen to me. I wanted to stop it, but they didn't. Then they ask questions. Think they don't know what we do when I come here? Think they're senseless? He turns away from me, wiping his face in his sleeve. I feel another pang, but I ignore it. I can't let myself lose sight of what's important. Cry, Dre. I'm not going to judge you for crying. If that's what you do to the people you love, I'm glad this is done. He shakes his head, still turned away. I was thinking about surviving, and those people at your school saying things. If I lose this, I lose everything. But if you lose me, you still have everything. Why doesn't he get that he's a huge chunk of everything? I look around the room, how dark and cold it is. Drugs on the table. Some I know he's locked away in the drawers. I wish he didn't find comfort in temporary highs. I want to tell him that his path could be something different, but I'd be lying. He makes a lot doing this. It helps him survive. He was so happy when he made enough to rent this place, and I just wanted him to be happy, even though I wish he was doing something less dangerous. A draft of wind from an open window makes the room feel even colder. Dre and I are over. I knew that when he told me to get out last week, when his boys beat me up, and more so now that they can't even look at me. But I'm so used to being with him, it feels impossible to let go. His tense shoulders drop, then rise, and he turns, the tears I saw earlier gone. Can I kiss you goodbye? I say, thinking of Terrell and his goodbye hugs. Andre gives me a look like it's starting to dawn on him what goodbye means for us. The wind pushes him towards me, only slightly. Yeah, of course, he says softly. I ignore my gut, screaming at me to leave, not kiss a boy who hurt me so badly, but my heart was always stronger than my gut. I aimed forward with hesitation, my forehead resting against his as I breathed in his scent. I once asked Dre what cologne he used, and I remember how he smiled and told me, quote-unquote, sweat, which it was BS. I wish I knew now. I want to be surrounded by it after this kiss. I don't want to walk away from it. Dre's arms pull me in, our noses touching, then our lips. He's pulling me in so close it hurts, like he's trying to fuse our bodies together. My heart is steady somehow, but the rest of me is shaky. We break apart, but I'm still trapped inside his arms. I rest my head on his shoulder, breathing slowly, trying to think about when I'll have to move away, wave, and leave, for good. Don't lose focus. But I did. I was going to leave without telling him that I need 1 or 2 small jobs, just to help Ma out. I look up. His face, tear-stained and wet, surprises me. It surprised me even more that he lets me reach up and wipe the tears away. Really gonna miss your company, Devon, he tells me. Me too. I still stand here in this cocoon, waiting for him to pull back, but he doesn't. I know I'm gonna regret this someday, maybe even moments from now, but I'm not ready to let go just yet, and I can't feel him releasing his arms, and that scares the shit out of me, and so I kiss him again. He stops and pulls me close again, and even though my heart is rattling like I just ran a mile, I let him guide me backward slowly, like he's done many times before. Future Devon is shaking his head, watching as the back of my knees hit Dre's bed, then how I quickly scoot back toward the cold pillows, finally breaking the kiss to pull my hoodie over my head. But I ignore future me's judgment. Dre looks like he wants to speak, tell me to go home or say we shouldn't be doing something like this. I can hear his thoughts racing. He's overthinking this, like I would be if I didn't keep pushing the feeling back. His thoughts are screaming, but then as if swallowed by a vacuum, there is complete silence. All worry disappears, and all that matters is right now. Not the future versions of us that might regret this, just present Andre and me, who both want to do this, kiss the pain away for a little while. Dre moves off the bed and goes over to the drawer to his desk, pulling out some condoms. I look away from him now at the ceiling, listening to the sound of the rain hitting the windows and the wind angrily crying out, letting it drown my thoughts. His weight tilts the bed as he leans over me and joins our lips together again. I want this moment to last as long as it can. I want to be here with him for as long as I can. Like always, he's gentle and considerate, making me feel special, kissing me all over. And then, when we're finally done, I'm in his arms. I let myself cry. I'm aware that I completely lost focus on what I came here for, but he probably would have said no anyway. He kisses my shoulder blades and hugs me close, and I know that soon I'll have to get up, put my clothes on, and say goodbye. Face my other issues, like Ma, struggling, and Aces. But for now, I want to close my eyes, listen to the sound of the rain, and Dre's breathing, and drown.